Hi guys, Steve here in Palm Springs with Jim.
Hi everyone.
We just finished our grocery shopping for the week and my total came to $70.75. Don't know if you can see that, probably not. And what did yours come to?
Mine came to a little over 89.
Yeah, so I forgot to mention last week when I did the first video, I forgot to mention that I'm just doing my weekly grocery shopping bill. I'm not including Jim's. He didn't want to be included, but pretty much his is always $20 to $30 more than mine every week anyway. So at the end of the year, whatever mine happens to be, his will just be that times $20, $30 more each week. So it'll be pretty easy to figure out. And the reason we shop separately, I've mentioned in videos long ago, is that we eat very different foods, we eat different times of the day, we rarely ever eat together. I have really bad acid reflux, so I have to eat as early in the day as I can, and because of that I eat a lot of things that he doesn't eat. He can eat anything he wants. He has absolutely no acid reflux ever, and so it's totally unfair, but that's the way it is. So C.S. Roethlisberger left a comment this morning. I was looking at it right before we came here, asking if there was anything that we stopped buying just because it was too expensive, and he said there were a couple of things. Meat, I think, is what he stopped eating because of the outrageous expense. And yeah, we were talking about that on the way over, and luckily we don't eat meat, and so rarely ever do we eat meat. So that's one expense we don't have. If we ate meat, I'm sure our bill each week would be probably $10, $20 more, right?
Easily.
Yeah, easily. So I was thinking about CS's question, and one thing I did stop quite a long time ago was soup. I just cannot bring myself to pay $2.50 for a can of soup, which is water and a few noodles and a couple of vegetables. I mean, there's nothing in it. I mean, it should be 25 cents, not $2.50. So I stopped that long ago, but it's probably good because it's, you know, soup's not great for you with all the salt, with all the sodium. And the other thing that I stopped was the Powerade Zero. It's sugar-free Powerade electrolyte drink, which we both really like. Now, you still buy it, don't you?
I still buy it, yeah.
Yeah, it was for the longest time, for, I don't know, a couple years ago, it was 80 cents a bottle, and that seemed kind of expensive, but with the electrolytes,
and it was still cheaper than Gatorade.
Yeah, it was still cheaper than Gatorade, so we bought it for 80 cents. I was okay. Then it went up to $1, and I was like, well, okay, I guess I can, because it's not a very big bottle. And I thought, well, $1, I'll go ahead and continue just for the convenience. And then they went up last year to $1.38, I think it is. And I said, that's it. I can't spend $1.38 for a bottle of water with some coloring and a little bit of electrolytes. So I started buying the, is it Propel? Yeah, it's electrolytes, but it comes in, it's just a little powder package, and you just add it to water. So you add your own water, and I just figured it out. I looked at the price, and it was
$4.17.
Was it $4.17? Gosh, you have a good memory. Well, he's a numbers guy. He's an accountant. So it was $4.17 for a little box of 10, and so that came to, I think it was like 41 cents per package. So you just add water, and for half the price of the Powerade Zero, I can have pretty much the same thing. So that's what I do now, and it's actually easier and better, and it takes up a lot less room, and it tastes just as good, or actually tastes better. The one that I get, the raspberry lemon, tastes fantastic. It tastes better than the Powerade Zero. Always kind of reminded me of just Kool-Aid, which I didn't really like so much. So this is actually better and half the price. Oh, look, there's some bicyclists over there. It's so dangerous riding bicycles, though, here in Palm Springs. Every year, bicyclists are run over and killed. It's just sad. Most of the time it happens at night. They're out riding at night or at dusk when it's, you know, dark. But fun to see them ride. At least they're riding in a group. That makes it easier to see them all.
It'll be easier once they finish that CV link up here.
Oh yeah, they're adding a link, an area where bicycle riders can ride throughout the desert and not ever come in contact with cars. So that'll be a lot safer for them. So Jim just reminded me of something. In the cereal aisle, I started buying Chex, Corn Chex, the family size, because the price was like I forget what it was, $4.79, $4.93, whatever. It was under $5, and it was a huge box, and I thought, wow, okay. I didn't really bother to look at the actual contents as far as the size, and this week I did. So I looked at my old box of, actually it was the oat Chex that I normally buy, and they're only like like $3.15, and it has a tiny box. The box, you know, I thought, well, gosh, for $3.15 or whatever, and this tiny box, and so I just assumed that the Chex in the much more giant box, it says family size, I assumed that that would be a lot more cereal, but I looked at them both, and they both said 1 pound or 18 ounces. They both said the exact same thing. So for the last month or two, I've been buying the Chex thinking I was getting a better deal, and I was paying more. I was paying like $4.79 or $4.95 or whatever. It's almost $5, and I could have been buying the smaller box that was cheaper at $3 something. So lesson learned for me. I thought I was pretty good at checking out ounces and pounds and, you know, how much were actually in the contents, but apparently not. They tricked me by having a giant box with the exact same amount in it as the tiny box. So thank you, all of you who left comments last week sharing your expenses from other parts of the country and the world. Apparently Australia, quite a few of you from Australia left comments, and Australia is really outrageous. It sounds like your prices may have gone up even more than ours, which is hard to believe. So thank you for sharing that with us. So again, all of you are invited to come along with me on this 1 year challenge to see just how much money we spend on groceries in 2025, and to discover, are grocery prices going up, or are they going down, or are they staying the same? So we'll know at the end of the year, and we'll probably have an idea. We'll probably get a pretty good idea throughout the year as well. But so far, from last week to this week, doesn't seem like prices have gone up on anything that I noticed. As always, thanks for joining us today, and we'll hope to see you all next time.
Bye.